Let's do this. The only place on the entire website where your visitors are telling you exactly what they are looking for. Think about that for a second. The only place on your whole website where your visitors are telling you what they are looking for. Are you really listening? And are you doing something on this to make it better? A lot of us that work with websites are thinking, I want this looks nice, or this is the most important information, this is the content I have written myself. But is the website really for you? Is it for your colleagues? Most often it's not. It could be for your customers, it could be for your students, your citizens, but usually it's not for you. Maybe it's time to start listening to what they're asking for instead of guessing. In this LinkedIn live webinar, me and Daniel from Cludo are going to walk you through some of the biggest mistakes that we see organizations do when it comes to the search, but then also 3 things that you can do to improve. And no, you don't need to buy new CMS systems. You don't need to change out your web agency. You don't need to do any of that. These things can be applied no matter what system you're using. Depending on system, might be a little bit harder to do some things, but that's okay. So we are going to cover the 3 biggest mistakes, and then we're going to have the 3 things that you can do to improve. If you have questions, you might have technical questions, just how we started this webinar. That's also fine. You can ask those questions too. But write in the chat, and we will pick the questions up in the end. Now, to kick this off with the first thing that we see, Daniel,
yes,
do the first one.
Yes, will do. First thing to think about is the fact that, are you using the built-in search within the CMS? CMS solutions are really good at a lot of different things. Some of those things can be like, well, building the website, first of all, and then of course also maintaining it, maintaining all the content. That's kind of in the name, right? Content management systems, or CMS. Yes. So the thing to consider here is that they are really good at a lot of different parts connected to that, but one of them is not necessarily search. And that's okay, because they're good at a lot of the other things instead. When it comes to search instead, that's where you could kind of consider, what would you say, where they're not spending necessarily all their resources, and therefore, kind of have not created this amazing search experience and search solution. And it's kind of in the same vein that, if you think about digital meetings, they also have, like, say, a built-in camera, they have a built-in microphone, and that's okay for like most different meetings in general. But if you really want to step it up, then you really want to use like an external mic, proper camera, like we're doing right now, right? It's external, but it will just make it that much better.
It's true. Makes a very big difference. We're going to go to number 2. Search is search.
Na, 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 na.
Could be a good cover song. And I'm guilty of this one as well. I have had this mindset before that search is just search. Is it important? Is it exciting? And I did not think so, not even one bit. About 9 months ago, I was approached with an opportunity to join a Copenhagen-based company. And I got the name, had never heard about it before. Of course, I did what anyone would do. I went out and I searched on Google, of course. And I found a company, and I saw they work with IT, they work with search things, websites. Maybe it's SEO. I thought that could maybe be cool. Worked with that before. But then I saw that, no. It's not that. It's the search field up in the corner. Search box, you could even say. And to be honest, I lost interest a little bit, because what is it to it? It's just a box. and it gives some results. Usually it's bad. That's what it is. I had the interview and I asked, I want to meet someone that knows about the tech behind this. I want to understand the algorithms. I want to understand how the user, I want to understand all of it to see, is there something here that I'm missing? Because right now I'm not getting it. And they said, yes, we do have such a person, and you will meet the person next week. And I remember preparing for the meeting. I had my technical questions. I log in, and I remember the last thing I thought to myself, if I don't get excited now for search, no way that I'm going to proceed with this opportunity. Luckily, I did. And the person I met was Daniel. And he blew me away when he showed me what search really could be and all of the opportunities out there. And that's when I realized that most are not living up to the potential of their search and the experience for their visitors. And I thought this is a good opportunity. So search is not just search. Let's move to number 3. And this one is, I get so mad when I even think about this. And I've had meetings that I want to run out from when I hear how some people that are responsible for a website think. Don't even try to improve it, because everyone's search is bad. Why should we even bother? That's just how it is. No, that's absolutely not how it is. Yes, for a lot of the cases, it is really, really bad. You could laugh sometimes when you try someone's search. But sometimes it's really good. And that will get you surprised because you're not used to it. What's interesting when you look at the companies and organizations that have good search, it's not luck. There is no luck to it. They have worked with their content in a good way. They have structured it in a good way, work with the code, work with the files and documents, and they have a decent search engine to back it up. When all of those things come to play, it gets pretty good. The problem is that most don't think about this in general, and they have a search that is not very clever. So you have a massive uphill to climb to be able to get this to be good. And if you have ever said this in a meeting that we're not even going to try to improve it, I say that the referee should give you a red card, because that is not okay. This is the only place where you get direct feedback from your visitors that in the end of the day is the only thing that matters on your site. What they are looking for should be the driving force of all content and everything that you do. Usually that is not the case. We go with our own preferences, but we need to start looking at what is it they want. Now it was a bit negative, and it is Wednesday, and we wanted to have a positive mindset for the weekend. It's not so far away. So we are going to use a magnifying glass and focus in on the things that we actually can do to improve it. And Daniel, start with the first one.
Sure. The first one, obviously, when you think about search, is relevancy, right? Making sure that you actually rank the results in the correct order, right? The most accurate should be at the top, hopefully. But how do you do that? Well, you just hope maybe sometimes that, if it matches the text, then it's kind of good enough. But that's usually not necessarily enough, right? What you should do is actually, if you can, is to try to see if you can make sure that the business logic you have inside, like the strategy, the parts that are most important for you, should be reflected in the relevancy and in the algorithm of the search. And that sounds hard, maybe, but it is possible to do it to some degree fairly easy, depending on what solution you have. Another one that's maybe even more simpler, but I would say maybe even more important, is actually the misspellings. Can your search solution actually handle misspellings or not? And the other aspect, maybe there are some special type of misspellings that are specific for your company or your industry that you should take care of. Or what if it's synonyms? Maybe you have specific words that you're using internally, but users are using them differently. You don't even know about it because you don't have enough analytics. You don't look at the analytics for your search. But what you could do is actually look at the analytics and try to make sure that the words that they're using, that's being reflected within the search as well.
It's a good point.
Yep.
We're going to move to number 2 of things you can do. And this is maybe something that you shouldn't do, but yet so many of you are doing it. Don't hide it. Do not hide the search. It's funny because when we think about search, and if you're going to think about maybe the icon for the search, what is it? Well, it's a magnifying glass that you can look into. Some of us got this backwards. We thought that, well, you need a magnifying glass to find the search on the site. That doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you hide it up in the corner? I have an idea of why you would do it. Because you don't think that your search is very good. And the better you hide it, the less likely it is that someone will use it. And that's great, because then we have proven the point. It's only 1% that is actually using it. So I don't need to focus on it. That is a very bad way of looking at it, if you're being completely honest. I would rather say that those 1% that manage to find it, give them a gold medal, because it wasn't easy. What can you do instead? Well, it's very simple. If you stop for a minute, and now we're going into an imaginary world where you have a great search solution, everything is working, the relevancy is great. I know it's hard to even imagine that. What would happen then? Well, you would be proud. We have the best search solution in Europe. I don't think anyone has ever done that before or said, but if that's the case, you would never hide it. You would place it maybe in the top. You would at least make it bigger. Maybe you would even dare to put it in the middle of the site, inviting your visitors to actually use it. What would happen then? Well, the 1% that it was initially, that one is going to go up. No question about it. And what's good about that is you get more data and more information that will help you to improve it, but also improve the site in general. Everybody wins. So do not hide it. Even though it looks a little bit funny when you hide things, not in this matter. Maybe Easter eggs is also fun, but not for the search.
No.
Let's do number 3 as well, Daniel.
Sure. The third one, kind of connected to actually not hiding it or placing it in the middle, is the search experience. Because let's think about it. What is it like when I'm then going to start using this search that is in the middle of the screen? How will what happens if I interact with it? What if I, even before I start typing, I get suggestions for what I should search for? And that's just very simple, but it could be like many more things that you haven't necessarily considered when it comes to the search experience. And why even consider the search experience in the first place? Well, as we said before, typically when you think about search, it's relevancy, right? Making sure that it's ranking the correct things in the right order. But another aspect of search is actually providing a relevant search experience, as I would like to say. So this is definitely a key area to kind of think about, and thinking about like filters, maybe not overwhelming them, but at the same time giving them some options, but only the things that are actually relevant for the user when they're searching. And this is something we actually want to dive much more into the next webinar, actually, because there we will be able to give you a proper introduction and let's say discover that much more.
Brilliant. Mm-hmm. And then we could even consider, what if our search result page would look a little bit like this? Maybe not that big image, because then you can't have any content, but to have something that is nice to look at as well, because that is also important. We see this when we do redesigns of website. Everyone is talking about the graphical profile, making it nicer. Don't forget the search in this. It's also important. It will help to increase the people's usage of it as well. All right. We are going to summarize this. That's interesting. We have some, I don't think you guys can hear this, but our very smart screen is not so smart, but it's talking to us. So that's also fascinating. We talked about the 3 biggest mistakes that we see on sites. We talked about the built-in CMS search, how it's maybe not the best solution. Think about it this way. You have spent a lot of money on your CMS system and you got a search. And it's okay. It works okay. Do you want to settle with that? Of just having an okay experience? Would you dare to say that you want to make it good or even fantastic if you dare to dream that big? Then it might be an idea to start thinking about maybe considering something else, or at least start working more with the one you have to make it better. Typically, when you have the built-in one, it requires more from you to make that one better. That's the easiest way to phrase it. We talked about search is search.
I
knew you were going to do it. And it's not. It's way more important than just that phrase. See it for what it is, and that it is important, and you can learn so much from your visitors if you do it in the right way. And then I just get mad when I read it again. Not wanting to improve it, just giving up. Like, it's going to be bad. It's fine. We don't care. In 10 years, we switch to CMS. Then it might be better. Bye for now. Don't give up. Spend a little bit of time on this, and you can make it so much better. Especially if you have never even touched the search function before. Anything you will do with it will make it better. So please just do it. For the sake of the visitors, at least. And then, Daniel, the 3 things you can improve.
Yep. To summarize once again, first thing, working with relevancy. You haven't maybe considered it too much. Now you kind of know what might be possible with your solution or some other solution. But yeah, thinking about the relevancy, making sure that it reflects your business, the way that you have, like what's most important for you. That's definitely one key aspect. The other one is don't hide it. I think you put it great. Like don't hide it, because then of course it's not going to be used and you won't put any resources into it. And it might even, do I dare to say it, to just completely remove it? That might be better, actually. Maybe. And then the third one is the search experience. Making sure that you provide a relevant search experience and not just title and description. Just think about it a little bit more. Make sure to actually have something that reflects your brand well as well. But we'll dive more into it next time.
Yes, brilliant. Some final words. Please start taking the search seriously. Don't just give up on it. Give it the respect it deserves. And here's something that could lighten the mood a little bit and maybe give you a little bit of energy. Most organizations, both private and public, don't spend time on this. Why is this good for you? Well, it means this. If you start spending time on it, doing improvements, even if you use the built-in the CMS, you can easily get a better search experience on your site, better than all of the competitors that you may have. Even if it's just that you're competing against another university for students, if it's for company and your customers and you're competing against someone else, whatever it is, if you have a better search, you will have a better experience for the visitors. They will like you more because of it. So this is a very low-hanging fruit that not many people are picking. So don't be the person that don't. Just go ahead and start improving it. With that, we have come to the end. And we want to open up with questions. And I actually have a question to you guys that are watching. The thousands of, probably not thousands, but the few people that are watching, maybe from our own office, are wondering now, is Daniel standing on the floor or is he standing on top of a box? I want you to write in the comments, do you think he's on a box? Yes or no? Now I'm imagining thousands of people are typing away in rapid speed. And can we get a drum roll?
Should we reveal it?
He is standing on a box, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not any box, it's a laptop box. And it's great. So if you want to see that one again, tune in next week. It will maybe be the same box, maybe a new one. We don't know. Do we have any questions in the chat?
There's a delay. That's fine. I'm probably people are wondering why we even have the box in the first place. There's a key element of this, which is just the fact that Joakim is taller than me. There's no way around it. And then the screen is also a little bit taller than me, and it just kind of made it unbalanced. So just that.
Also a little bit funny, should add.
Maybe.
When I discovered this, I was shocked, and I was about to cancel the webinar, but we did it anyways. Okay, let's see if we have. Do we have any questions, Jacob?
No.
No question. That means that everything was crystal clear. So we did a phenomenal job. Even if we did it 2 times, that's okay, because that made it even more clear. Then we are safe to say that we can round this off. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure to not miss the next one. That will be next Wednesday at 3 p.m. And Daniel is going to give you some magic on search experience.
Will do. Be there. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't leave the frame. Come in.
You still live?
Yes.